YouTube, it's Satch. Welcome to Driver 81. Welcome to another video on my Porsche Cayman 987.1. It's a 3.4 Cayman S. Christmas tree's up. Christmas has indeed come early because, as you may see on the table behind me, I've got a table full of parts. So if you're new to the channel or new to the series on the Porsche Cayman 987, let's just take a quick look at my Porsche Cayman as it currently stands. Now you may also recall me saying that I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this Porsche Cayman, a lot of modifications. Well, that day has arrived today. Right now we're going to be looking at the suspension that I'm going to be doing on the car. May not be the final suspension setup that I actually put on the car. I've got some springs here, but I may well take them off in future and put coilovers on, depending on how I get on with these springs. But before we look at the springs, take a look at this. This is ta-da! IPD plenum with GT3 throttle body. So this is a bigger throttle body, 82mm throttle body, and this is basically going to allow the car to get a lot more air into the engine and hopefully produce a bit more extra brake horsepower. It hasn't been proven that it actually will do that. You read mixed reports depending on what you read. But I'm going to put this on in the next few days. First of all though, I'm going to be doing the suspension first of all. So let's take a look at the suspension that we're going to put on the car first of all. So it should be really interesting to see how well they get on. 35mm is going to be quite a drop now. There is quite a gap there already on the current suspension, so I'm really looking forward to reducing that gap. But what I've got to do is obviously, I'm not going to try and fit these myself, although I probably could. I'm just conscious that I just don't have enough time myself personally, so I'm going to hand these over to a garage who will be able to do this for me. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is if you are interested in following this build and the modifications that I'm going to be doing to the car, then please hit that subscribe button now. I'll be making a video for every single modification I do on this car, and there'll be lots of them as well, so plenty to keep you entertained, hopefully, and plenty more content with regards to the Cayman 987. Let me introduce you to Cosmo and Bubble. In fact, I can't find them. Where are they? Nope, they're coming out to play? Nope, they're hiding in there. Maybe we'll see them towards the end of the video. Alright, so I've just had a call from the garage and the car is ready. The springs are on the car. We've had to put 2 drop links in as well. So altogether it's going to cost about £400 to get them fitted. I know I probably could have done it myself, but I just don't have the time at the minute. So the garage is about 1.5 miles away. I'm going to use this as a good opportunity to try and get a little bit of exercise in, because I've put a little bit of weight on over the past few months. Not that that has anything to do with me putting lowering springs on the Cayman, but I'm excited to see what the Cayman's going to look like. Obviously it still has the 19-inch alloys on, so when we see the car, we do need to sort of appreciate that. I'm probably going to be putting 18s on the car, so once I put the 18s on, it's probably going to be lower, maybe by another inch or so, but excited to see it. Let's go check it out. So I have to go past one garage to get to where the Cayman is, and look what I've stumbled across. My Boxster, which the garage have had for over 3 months. I think they're taking the piss a little bit. 3 months they've had that car, and it shows absolutely no sign of having any work done to it at all. I think I'm pretty soon going to be taking it off their hands and giving it to somebody who actually knows what they're doing. They're a garage that I've used many times before, but on this Boxster they just seem to be completely stumped. Anyway, before we get there though, one quick look at what the car looked like with the standard suspension on. And now let's take a look at the car with the new suspension. There it is, looks pretty good. Looks lower at the back than it does at the front, but ultimately, overall, it looks much better. Good job, H&R. Right, let's get it on the road for a test drive. So instantly, obviously it feels like I'm a lot lower down in the car, which naturally I am, about 35 millimeters. But the car certainly doesn't feel overly bumpy or like it's going to be a really shitty, impossible ride. It's actually really comfortable, really comfortable. But of course the proof will be in the pudding, and I've got to get this round some twisty roads and onto the track to ultimately see what it's going to be like. This thing previously drove like it was on rails, and now it just feels like it's on double rails. I don't even know how to explain it really. It was already good, and now it's so good now. And at the same time, the ride is not bumpy, the ride is not all over the place like you would expect. Still a tiny little bit of roll, which I suppose is what gives it its smoothness, if you like. But you know what? I am super impressed with the H&R Springs. So they say it's lowered at between 30 and 35 millimeters. I guess it will settle a little bit better once the springs have been sort of driven on a bit more. The springs cost, I think they were about £250 delivered to me. As I say there, we've just had to pay there. It was originally £300 to get them fitted, but it's coming at £390 because we had 2 drop links to get in as well. The old drop links were pretty shot, to be honest, and they've had to break them to get the suspension off. So all in all, it's cost about what's 400, 650 to get the springs on. When you put it like that, it's nearly the cost of coilovers. But I would have had to pay for to get the coilovers fitted. I would have tackled this myself. It's normally something I would tackle. I've done springs before, no problem. It's just I just haven't got the time at the minute. It's leading up to Christmas. I've got so much stuff on, and I just haven't got a day, 2 days or 3 days to tackle it on my own. So I'll give it to the guys who know what they're doing. Jobs are good, and I'm one happy Cayman owner now. Let the modifications continue. Up next, as you saw earlier, I've got the GT3 throttle body with the IPD plenum. I'll also be looking, well, there's a lot more modifications, but if you're interested, please subscribe to the channel. Obviously I'm giving away the Boxster that you saw earlier. If I ever get it back, that is. I'm so pissed off with that. But there we go, that's another story completely. So thanks for watching. Tune in next time for it's probably going to be the GT3 throttle body and IPD plenum. Either that or the new exhaust that I'm putting on the car. Either way, it's going to be fun. See you next time. Thanks for watching. And another quick look at it next to the 911. Looks great. Super.